Hello, my name is Chris Goebel, and I'd like to thank Aaron for allowing me to be part of Tool Time Tuesday. So, a little bit about me. Well, I grew up in a family transportation business started by my parents in 1962. We had 9 kids, so there was a lot of free labor for my dad to build a business and to tap into. And we were blessed to grow that business to a $40 million enterprise, which we sold to private equity in 2008. After we sold it, myself and another brother were asked to stay on to manage the business. And then in 2012, it was sold to a publicly traded company, and I was the sole family member to stay on to run the business. In 2015, I left for new endeavors, and one of the endeavors I did was to start my own business called Crossroads Advisors, designed to help small business owners. 100% of business owners will have to transition out of their business at some point in time. So one of the things that I do at Crossroads Advisors is develop transition plans for their business to help them increase the value of their business by showing them ways of de-risking it and make it more valuable for an investor to come in and want to buy their business. I also help them on the business brokerage side as an M&A advisor to help sell their business if needed. Today's tool time topic, we're going to talk about business value and how the book Traction, the EOS operating system, can help increase their value. The EOS in the book stands for Entrepreneurial Operating System. A little bit about value. More business owners know the value of their 401k than they know what the value of their business is. So how do you find out what the value of their business is? Well, to have a formal valuation is one way of doing it. Now, when we look at what comprises a valuation, there's two parts of it. There's the valuation of the physical assets and the intangible assets. The physical assets count for about 20% of the valuation. The remaining 80%, which is the intangible assets, is very subjective. So it's very hard to put a value on those parts of the intangible assets. Intangible assets can include human capital, which is your people and your team, your structural capital, which is your systems, your tools, and how you use those tools and structures to enhance the human capital, your customer capital, which is your concentration of customers, number of contracts you have, business relationships, and your social capital, which is your presence in the marketplace, how you're perceived by your customers, and what they like and dislike about your business. There are several reasons why to understand the value of the business. One is for estate planning. Another one is financing. You want to make sure that you have enough value so you can get loans to purchase equipment or to grow the business. Another one would be insurance. You want to make sure you have enough insurance. For example, your buy-sell agreement that you may have with your partner or other family members. You want to make sure you have enough insurance to value the business if something will ever happen to one of the other partners. It's also used to benchmark the growth. If you don't know where you started, how do you know where you're going or when you've reached a certain growth level? And the value of the business is not always an equal measure of the revenue. And probably the most important reason why is when you go to sell your business. There are several reasons for that. 80% of business owners rely on some or all of the sale of their business to fund their retirement. So you don't want to wait till you're ready to retire and find out that your business is not worth much, and consequently it's going to affect how you fund your retirement. 70% of businesses are non-transferable, and one of the number one reasons is, according to M&A advisors, is 90% of the businesses that don't sell are overvalued by the owners. So you want to make sure that you're understanding the value so you can increase it, avoid any retirement fund gaps when you go to retire, and to make sure the business is sellable. Now, one way that you increase the value of your business is by improving your operating system. Well, let's define all the things that go into an operating system. Every company has an operating system. It's how you organize the human energy to make products or services. It's how people organize, how you meet, how you solve problems, plan and prioritize for your business, the processes that you follow, how you communicate with your customers, your employees, how you're structured, how you measure your success, how you clarify the roles, how management leads and manages the business. The problem is most business owners' operating system is very disjointed. There's no consistency to it. It's dysfunctional. Maybe they lack leadership. And all this affects the results of the business and will sometimes eliminate or reduce reaching the full potential a business has. For example, if you have 50 employees, you want to make sure they're all doing the same thing at the same time and according to how they're best should function for the business. You don't want them doing 50 things multiple ways. An operating system helps bring that and unify that for the business. A need to operating the system everyone can follow and rally behind. So in the book Traction, the EOS operating system, currently there are over 50,000 companies that run on the EOS operating system. This allows the business owner to have a well-defined structure. As I mentioned earlier, make sure everybody's going or rowing in the same direction, and has a clear, thought-out plan for running the business. Now, when you look at the book Traction, there are 6 key components to the book: a vision, people, data, issues, processes, and traction. Vision is used to align everyone to ensure that everyone understands what they're doing, what the goals are, and why we're in business. For example, if you played sports, you know that you have to have a plan. Everybody has to know what their role is on the team. Well, it's no different in a business. So some of the things that we start with in a vision, we define your core values of the business. We'll define your core focus or mission statement. Make sure that is shared by all. We'll look at the marketing side of the equation, making sure you define your uniques, which separate you from other businesses. It'll work on your proven process, any guarantees that you may have. We'll also talk about a 1-year plan, a 3-year plan, and a 10-year target. This is your roadmap. Gives you an idea where you're going, what your ultimate goals are. No one generally starts a trip without knowing where they're going, which is the roadmap. The people, which is a second component. You want to make sure you have the right people. Make sure that they share your company values. They're a right fit, and they thrive within your culture. Once you have the right people, you want to make sure they're on the right seat and on the right bus. You can have the right people, but in the wrong seat. So those people may share your core values, but they do not have the ability to match the position. Or you can have the wrong person in the right seat, where they have the right abilities, but they don't share the cultural values. It misaligns the business at that point in time. And there are two tools that they use within the people element of this book. One is the people analyzer and accountability charts. The next key component is the data section. This is a scorecard that allows you to measure, track, make objective decisions, identify opportunities or issues, and keep track of your progress. No one would want to be on a plane if there's no control panel or gauges or radar giving some type of direction and feedback to the pilot. The next component is issues. This defines and identifies issues that you may have, creates a method to discuss those issues, and a plan to solve those issues. The next component is the process. This allows you to standardize and define your core processes and make sure they're followed by all. It saves time. It'll also free up time. It eliminates inconsistencies. You want to make sure you run your business and your business doesn't run you, and your core processes will make that happen. The final element is your traction. This puts the other 5 components all into action. It allows you to see your results. It allows you to identify your rocks, establish meetings so that you get the feedback from all your personnel. So those 5 components are the key elements of the book Traction. Once again, those 6 elements are vision, people, data, issues, process, and traction. Now the 3 takeaways from the book: it will increase your value because every business has an operating system. So the more defined it is, the more successful you'll be. Remember, it takes time and commitment. It just doesn't change or happen overnight. You have to work at putting these 6 components in your business and making them work. So why define your operating system? Successful businesses has a defined operating system. It'll create less frustration for the owners, gives you a renewed energy, creates a focus, you make better decisions, you can troubleshoot problems and de-risk your business, which all adds value. You want to operate your business as you will own it forever, but ready to sell it tomorrow. This allows you to make better decisions based on objective information and versus subjective information. I'd like to thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, you can reach me at chris@crossroadsadvisors.com or call me at 216-402-4296. Thank you once again for your time, and it's been a pleasure speaking with you today.